Good morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. All right, we're talking about preparing for retirement, right? What that's going to look like for you. And just before the break, we were talking about different stages. For instance, peak earning in pre-retirement years from ages 50 to 62, and what that would look like. So there are different choices, if you will, different decisions that you're going to have to make. One of those, which goes into taking advantage of your pre-retirement years and early retirement years for that matter, have to do with preparing for that guaranteed income. Okay, do you have a plan to get guaranteed income in retirement other than Social Security? So if you're one of the 20% of employees out in the workforce today that have a pension, great, now you've got another source of income. Do you have other sources? You know, do you have rental property maybe that may provide income? Do you have, of course, the money that you're going to be able to get from your income you'll be able to take from your retirement accounts? Now, how to set that up with regard to your investing to maybe have some guaranteed income as a base, something that is going to provide you a guaranteed income stream for your life no matter how long you live, and an income stream that will go up with inflation, helping you stay ahead of inflation and taxes. Have you looked into something like that? This is one of those areas that would be important, of course. And then long-term care, we consider that. Now, when it comes to these key milestones, if you will, in your pre-retirement years, so when the children typically have moved out, right? We're now in our 50 to 62 years of age. Aging parents, excuse me, aging parents might require more care and assistance. You know, I've read articles and studies talking about baby boomers being the sandwich generation, where they've maybe got kids returning home and parents needing their help at the same time, so they're feeling kind of squeezed and trying to help both their adult children and their aging parents. You know, how are you going to be able to balance those things? Have you thought about that? Are you doing it now? You know, are there some strategies that maybe can be employed to help you in that regard? Highest earning years of your career. This is another part. This is a time, if you need to be playing catch up, this is a time to do that, and how to do it. To be thinking not just, to have that plan that says, okay, I need to be setting aside more possibly for those retirement years coming up. And this is where catch-up contributions can help to your 401k and IRA, and understanding how those work. If you've got a 401k plan at work, are you maximizing the amount that you're putting in, and making sure how you're investing to get the most out of it as well, while still protecting yourself against potential down markets. Developing a retirement income strategy, I work with clients, this is what we do, right? I'm working with them on how to, in fact, make sure they're going to have sufficient income in retirement, money deposited right into their bank account every month, right, when those paychecks go away, to make sure they're going to have the income they need to not just pay the bills, but to be able to have fun and enjoy life, and that's something they can count on. It's steady, it's stable, it's guaranteed in some instances, that can certainly be a part of it, but having a plan that says this is how we're going to accomplish those goals. And when can I retire, and what will replace my paycheck? Biggest question I get when new clients come in for the first time is making sure, it's one of the most common ones, of course, that we all worry about, when can I retire, and make sure I'm not going to run out of money in retirement, and be able, of course, to attain and maintain the standard living quality of life that you desire. You know, how to do that, to not just have enough to pay all the bills, right, to pay the regular stuff, but to have some extra money. You've got extra time, you're going to need extra money to do the fun things as well. So that fun money part. How can you estimate the cost of health care and long-term care? This is another of those. Healthcare costs are staggering in terms of, even when you retire, right? Age 65, you qualify for Medicare. Doesn't mean all of a sudden healthcare is covered, right? It doesn't do that. In fact, what happens is you've got a Part B deductible that you're going to have to pay. All right, excuse me, a Part B premium that you're going to have to pay, and that's about $134 a month that you're going to be paying there. And if you have a Part D for prescription coverage as well, now you could be talking another $170 a month, and you're still going to have deductibles and co-pays, right, not covered by Medicare. And so you're going to need a Medicare supplement plan. And now you're up to maybe $300 a month in healthcare costs and premiums that you're paying, right? $3,600 a year, $300 a month. Plus, you're still going to have some out-of-pocket costs like dental and vision and other areas that you may get into. Maybe you like to see a chiropractor. Maybe there's certain therapies that are not going to be covered by Medicare. So you're going to have to, do you have a plan for that and what those costs are? Big part of what I would do every day with clients. Long-term care, where does that fit in? Is that a concern for you? Is there a family history of long-term care? What's the best way to cover it? Is there a way to cover it that you can keep your costs for that really, much lower? And yes, there are, and there's factors, ways to repurpose dollars so it's not just going out for long-term care insurance premiums, but maybe in the way that you invest that can manage that risk and that cost. How can you get the most out of Social Security? When's the best time to take Social Security? For instance, this is a big one. What are the rules about your company benefits if you transition? We've talked about, for instance, if you qualify for a pension, survivor benefits, how are those things going to factor in? Getting the most out of Social Security, by the way, is not just about cost. It's not just about when to take Social Security, it's about the other factors such as taxation of Social Security benefits, how to manage that as well. So these are all the things for pre-retirement concerns that you want to be thinking of. And when can you retire? What will replace your paycheck? How are you going to do that? How can you estimate rather costs, as we just said, getting the most out of Social Security and those company benefits as well. One of the things as well, how do you make your savings last? How do you make sure you don't run out of money? How do you protect yourself? Do you have strategies for that? I'm going to give you, again, each week I like to do this for the first 10 callers to my office this morning, 615-376-5325. Tessa's standing by. She'll get your information. She'll send you out a checklist of things to bring to your appointment with me, and here's what you get. A free retirement income analysis, and we're talking about a comprehensive financial plan. All right, we do an investment analysis to see, based on the things you're doing today as far as investing in your 401ks, retirement accounts, or whatever kind of accounts you have in the stock market, how to minimize risk. We'll look at what you're currently doing, and I'll be able to show you the kind of risks that you currently have. And sometimes these are hidden risks. When we look over the last 10 years, it's the longest bull market in history. Okay, so at a time like that, that's going to be a different view, let's say over the last 10 years, what's worked for you. How's that going to be over the next 10 years? So you're going to be positioned well for that. When the market's going so strong, most anything works. But when the market turns the other direction, asset allocation is going to be your biggest friend, and understanding how that works. So again, an investment analysis, we'll get into all of that for you. I'll show you also, based on the things that we look at, what your income is now, what it'll be in retirement, what your expenses are, what your assets are, what your liabilities are. All of that. So it doesn't matter whether you're nearing retirement, maybe already in retirement, maybe you've been retired for many years and you're just wanting to make sure that you're still going to be okay and you're not going to run out of money, and maybe estate planning is a part of it now. What happens when I'm gone, or what happens if I become incapacitated? How is that going to work, and what kind of legal documents are needed to accomplish your goals there and protect you and your family? All right, so all of that is a part of this planning. So for the first 10 callers, 615-376-5325, just give the office a call. Tessa will get your information. She'll send you out a checklist of things to bring to your appointment with me so we can do this planning for you. And that means I'm going to show you your financial future based on the things you're doing today. I can show you whether you're going to run out of money or whether you're going to be in really good shape. I can show you also strategies to help you improve that picture to make sure you're going to be able to attain and maintain your standard of living and quality of life no matter how long you live. And when you come in to see me, I'll give you a free copy of my book, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom in Retirement. Okay, time for another break. When we come back, I'm going to talk then about the next stage of retirement, those early retirement years, and what that looks like. But first, a break. Join me here. We'll be right back on the Retirement Report.